dancing around, looking beautiful from their head to the ground. I know you're saying that it ain't your bag, but I say just relax, cause life ain't a drag. The drag show, the drag show. Zach and Stu, that pair is a must. The drag show, with Labeling and Wanderlust.
San Francisco's live talk show tonight with our special guest Heklina and the wonderful, beautiful Labeling. Welcome, ladies.
Yay, Labeling!
Yay, Heklina!
I loved the opening credit, the opening sequence.
Isn't that fun?
The song, it's very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I had no idea. Who did the little cartoon?
Actually, the drawing was done by our friend Nicholas
Yanofsky.
And the song was done by Dustin Manuel.
Cute.
Yeah, and he sang it, he wrote it, and played for it.
Very
Amazing.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a great little town to start anything to do with show business, as I think you might have some experience doing.
Yeah.
How did Tranny Shack come to be?
Oh, gosh. That question?
You've answered it too many
I should have
times.
told you. That's one question I don't know.
Well, let me put it this way. How did the Golden Girls start?
Okay, the Golden Girls started... God, I'm not ready for any questions, am I? This season. Okay, the Golden Girls started about 5 or 6 years ago. It was the idea of a friend of mine, Jeff Simpson, and we did it at his house, south of Market, and it was called TV Land, but it was, a play on TV and transvestite. And we did one episode of the Golden Girls and one episode of Three's Company, because I really love Three's Company. I love just the whole aesthetic of that show. But I had a feeling always that they were doing Three's Company just to humor me. And the audiences that would show up were super into the Golden Girls, not so into the Three's Company thing. So years later, I wanted to kind of dabble in theater again. I was just starting to dabble in theater, and I was like, why not bring back the Golden Girls? And I've developed such a love of the show from studying it, and the writing of the show, and the rapport between the four actresses, and then doing it live. People have such a fondness for that show, and when they show up, they know all the words, they know all the episodes, and it really, really connects with gay. I want to say gay people, but especially gay men. For some reason, they can all identify with Blanche or Rose or Dorothy or Sophia, and they all tell me, okay, I'm Sophia, I'm Rose, so they can always relate. I think because the Golden Girls was so ahead of its time in its writing, it touched on a lot of issues, like abortion, like AIDS and all that stuff, drug addiction, all dealt with by these old, senior citizen women. It was so great.
It's a great series. I got to see the show again last week. It's at Mama Caliso's, I think, and you've got, 2, 3 more shows? We
have 2 more days.
2 more days.
Obviously, the day after tomorrow is Christmas, so we did not want to do any shows on Christmas Day. And our final shows are this coming Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th. We just added a 5 p.m. show on Saturday to meet popular demand. The show's been so well received, we had to add extra shows on Saturday afternoons.
That's wonderful.
And so can people just go down to Mama Caliso's?
We've got a telephone call.
Oh, we have a telephone call.
Folks. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Who are we talking to?
Hi, this is Matthew Martin. I'm with...
Hello?
That's Matthew.
Oh,
hi, honey.
Hi.
I just wanted to say hello.
Well, thank you.
It's Blanche Devereaux, actually.
This
Hi, Blanche.
This is
You know,
Matthew who plays
Your
Blanche.
performance the other night was just magnificent. Thank you so much. Thank you to each of the Golden Girls. You there?
I just wanted to say you look smashing, too. There's something about the sight of a man in a Santa Claus suit that drives me absolutely crazy.
Thank you, Matthew. I'd like to meet you anytime, off duty.
Maybe it's the warmth of all that or maybe it's the warmth of all that red hot sweaty flannel.
She's doing one of her lines from the show.
Yeah. It was such a great show. Go ahead.
Save it for the stage, honey.
What's that?
Save it for the stage, dear.
Yes, it's so funny because I had to walk out of the room. I had to walk out of the room because it's delayed timing on the TV too.
Okay.
But I just want to say hello.
Thank you for calling in, and
Thanks, Blanche.
we hope to see the show one more time this year and many years in the future.
Well,
Thank
this
you.
is one of our best, and it's so fun working with such good friends, and I think that's what shows through. And the audiences have tears rolling down their cheeks from
Absolutely.
laughter. And it's just a ball to work with Heklina. And anyway, happy holidays to all of you.
You
and
too.
see you at the show.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you very
honey.
much.
Blanche.
Thanks for calling in. That's Matthew Martin. You know, Matthew Martin is probably one of the reasons, he's one of the people who taught me to go back into theater. You know, before I started Tranny Shack, and I can answer that question, but before I started doing Tranny Shack, I was doing amateur theater here in San Francisco. But for somehow I kind of just lost interest in it in a way. It was so amateur at the level that we were doing it. And so I started Tranny Shack, and it was actually Matthew who coaxed me into doing theater. I did a show with him called Trog a couple of years ago, based on the old Joan Crawford movie.
I remember that.
And so it's been such a pleasure working with him. He's such a showbiz professional, so I've learned a lot studying him and watching him on stage.
You've got the other members of the cast are Cookie Dough and Pollo Del Mar. How long have they been involved with you in Golden Girls?
Well, Cookie Dough, when I talk about the run that I did like 5 years ago with Jeff Simpson, Cookie Dough did play Sophia for the second run of that show then. And when we talked about doing it, it was a real mom and pop amateur setup. It was at a friend of mine's house in his parlor. And we were kind of all friends, and we thought, well, let's do a show in this room. It's big enough.
The first time I saw it, it was in that house. Yeah.
And what we really wanted to do was cut out the middleman of having to rent a theater and do all that stuff. We wanted just to do it ourselves. But there ended up being, of course, limitations to that, you know. So, and then Pollo Del Mar, I don't really remember how she got roped into doing Rose. I think she was excited about, when we talked about the project, she was excited about doing it. She mentioned that she had theatrical experience, so she lied, basically. No, no. She's been great, too, as Rose. So actually, it is just a bunch of friends doing a show together, and there is a rapport because we are all friends. And so I can't really say I've ever done, you know, really serious theater of having to audition for a part or anything. I've been so lucky that what I've been doing has just been, you know, for fun and for enjoyment and with people that I like working with.
You know, it's interesting. You talked about the audience. When I was there this last show, it was sold out. I don't know if you were aware of that, but it was totally sold out, and there were actually people offering to buy our tickets outside. What interested me was that it was largely a straight audience when we were there. I think we've got do we have another caller? We've got another caller.
Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
Hi. What are you guys doing?
We're just talking.
I love it.
Who is this?
This is Shovel.
Oh, Shovel, it's good to hear you again.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You
Merry
too.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
Shovel.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Did you have a question for Heklina?
Heklina,
Yeah.
I was wondering what you think about the, what's it called?
We don't know.
Well, what color lipstick are you wearing?
I'm wearing crimson
Okay,
red
and you?
lipstick.
Next to you?
Labeline?
Label it.
I'm not sure what the actual color is, but
Oh,
it is
check this
MAC
out.
red. It might be crimson as well.
They're both beautiful, though, aren't they, Shovel? Sounds like Shovel took a leave of
Okay,
absence.
well-
Thank you, Shovel.
Thank you, Shovel.
That was very, very profound.
He's a
always
weekly
profound.
caller.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad that was riveting. I'm glad we got that out of the way. What
Looks
color
like no
lipstick-
damage was done, though,
What
with those
color
rivets.
lipstick we were wearing.
So are there hopes? Are there hopes to like take the Golden Girls on the road, or is it just going to be a San Francisco thing?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have the rights to it, so we can't take it on the road.
We do have another caller.
Oh.
I hate to keep interrupting, but welcome, caller. Have you got a question for Heklina?
Hello, caller.
Hello. That was
I
actually
don't
Chris
think they're
Morano.
there.
Okay.
But at any rate, so on the road.
So yeah, the thing is that we don't really feel confident taking it on the road and making it much larger than it is because we don't really have the rights. We're looking into getting the rights to do episodes, but in order to take it to a different level and travel with it, we'd have to go get all the rights to the material. So probably after I've done this Christmas episode show, we'll do another Gay Pride run in June, but I'll focus mostly on Tranny Shack stuff after the beginning of the new year, because obviously I do have the rights to that.
Right. And that would be more special productions rather than the weekly at the Stud? Or?
Right. I was so done with the weekly thing at the Stud when it came to an end. And I was actually done with it like when it was 10 years old. I was going to end it at 10, but the thing is that I was approached by several different production companies about doing a reality show about Tranny Shack. So I never felt like I could end it because we were always in the process of trying to sell these shows. Oh, we have a call.
We've got another caller. Welcome, caller.
Hi, is this Stu?
This is Stu. Is this Chris?
Hey, Stu, it's Chris.
I thought I recognized that
I'm
voice.
in the middle of cooking dinner. Eric Edenfield and I are both here, and we're dying to know if Cookie Dough is going to be in the show on the 26th and 27th. Those are the dates, right? Because Eric and Cookie go way back. I didn't know that, but I need to see this show, and I need to send people to it. Somebody tell me when the show is.
The remaining shows are when, Heklina?
This Friday and Saturday, the 26th and 27th, and Cookie Dough will be playing Sophia Petrillo. And
where is the show?
It's at Mama Kalisa's Voice Factory. It's on 11th and Mission, and it's right next to the Firestone station on Mission at 11th. It's the old John Sims Center. And,
right on.
And the shows are 7 p.m., 9 p.m. on Friday, and 5, 7, and 9 on Saturday. So 5 more shows.
Wow.
You have the best chance of getting a ticket for the 5 p.m. show this Saturday.
This coming Saturday at 5.
And
Yes.
Chris and Eric, you would both love this show, and your clients at both hotels would love it too.
Oh, thank you, Stu. And I'm so happy. I've never spoken to Heklina. I know that she's a legend, a living legend, which is marvelous. We need more of those living legends in San Francisco. God knows.
I prefer to be a living legend.
Labeline, I am unfamiliar with your work. Where do you perform?
I really am. I'm just doing special events. You know, I did a club called Tranny Shack for about 12 and a half years that came to an end in August. And it's only been 4 months, really, since Tranny Shack ended, so I've not been doing a whole lot. I've been doing little special events. I did a show in Seattle. I did a Halloween show. I'm doing a show on New Year's Eve in Los Angeles. But after the new year, I'm going to look into starting monthlies here, Seattle, and Los Angeles, as well as traveling with it.
And Labeline, do you have a drag career?
Well, I not really right now. I mean, just this show, and I do some special events, usually nonprofit type things. But as far as like the club scene, I never have fully gotten into that. It's just, I guess, for time reasons and school and work, it's been hard for me to manage all of that. But I'd like to in the future, definitely do something more, probably in television like this or reality TV. I'm really interested actually about what you mentioned about reality TV. So are you hoping to do that in the future or something?
Okay, well, actually, we had a call coming in when I was talking about that. So there's another call. Is that a call?
We have another
Another
call.
caller.
Welcome,
we'll get
caller.
back to it.
Hi there. I just want to say what a delight to see you folks on TV.
Well, thank you.
My name is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
And I know you folks. My name's Mary Martin.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, and I want to say that that show that you Golden Girls do is outstanding. And even though my brother Matthew may be in this show, I want you to know that we brought my parents to the last one, which I think was in the summer. And you guys were so great about honoring them on their anniversary. And I got such a kick out of listening to the old TV commercials, the jingles, and seeing the Golden Girls live like that was fantastic. And we're really looking forward to come. We're coming on Saturday night, actually.
Oh, great.
And we're bringing my boyfriend, Rob, mother, Sheila, who's visiting from New York. And we're really excited about coming. And I just want to wish you all happy holidays and have a good night.
When are when are your parents coming to the show?
We're coming this Saturday on the 27th.
With the folks? The folks are coming too?
You betcha.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Okay, you know what I wanted to ask you, Mary?
Hi, Heklina.
Hi, honey. You know what I wanted to ask is that we would love to come do the Golden Girls at the retirement home that your parents are in.
That would be brilliant.
Wouldn't that
Wouldn't
be
that be
fun?
Oh, my God, that would be fantastic.
I think that'd be so fun. We'll have to talk to Matthew about that.
Don't tease me, because I'd go down there and watch it again as well.
That would be so much fun.
All right, everyone, have a lovely evening, and looking forward to seeing you all Saturday night.
Thank you,
for
Mary.
calling.
Happy holidays. That brings up another point. You do a lot of work for a variety of worthy causes. Anything you'd like to say about any of that work?
No, it's just kind of like, well, I think that I have to feel supportive of the cause, you know what I mean, and really, really passionate about it. So no, I don't feel like I have to really, but I don't really like to toot my own horn about it either.
No, I know
think,
that.
I think a lot of people do things just so they can say I'm doing this, or I just prefer to just do it and give the money to the beneficiary and not make a big deal out of it. But I would like to, like every run that we do of Golden Girls, I'd like to start adding shows whether we can make it, you know, a benefit for an organization. Maybe an organization for elder abuse or something like that.
Sure.
Something that has something to do with, not to do with the Golden Girls, but, you know, senior citizens, you know.
that community. Yeah.
So anyway,
Okay,
the
back
reality
to that
show.
question,
Yeah.
girl.
Okay, so I shot 2 pilots for reality shows. I was all set to end Tranny Shack at 10 years because I was over it. I mean, Tranny Shack was so great, but producing a weekly show, having to promote it, produce it, host it, you know, all that stuff was just exhausting. But I shot 2 different pilots with 2 production companies, and one of them actually got all the way up to New Line. I signed a contract with New Line. I was going to all the lunches, and then they were selling it to Showtime. It got all the way up to the upper echelons of Showtime, and then they passed on it, and then it was kind of dead in the water. And I was like, okay, now I can end Tranny Shack. And that was a 2.5-year process of trying to sell a show. And just before I ended Tranny Shack, I got a call from another production company, and we shot a pilot, and we're now going to try and sell it. And this is a different idea, and I'm hoping that it gets sold. And maybe you guys can tell me if you think it's a good idea or not. But it's almost like a Priscilla, Queen of the Desert thing. I have a friend who has a bus, like a Partridge Family bus, like a school bus. I have a friend that has a bus, and we're going to take the show on the road and stop off in really unconventional towns and venues and do these shows. So it's very Americana.
That sounds
love
incredible.
that.
That sounds wonderful.
One reason we think that the shows were not picked up in San Francisco, or they were not picked up, was the show was too San Francisco centered.
Okay.
So
yeah.
like Middle America or whoever could not relate to it. So we're going to take the show
into Middle
America. Do the show in places like Iowa
I love
or
that idea.
Montana, and you know, in bowling alleys or pizza parlors.
Can I be
know what
in
mean?
it?
Well, we'll have to do an audition.
Okay.
But Stu, don't you think? Now I'm going to try and steal labeling away from you, because wouldn't it be fun? I've always thought it'd be great to do a live talk show with like almost like a Johnny Carson variety show.
Yes.
But you know how Johnny Carson always had his sidekick, like
Absolutely.
Ed McMahon.
Yep.
And Dame Edna had her sidekick too, Madge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun? I would love to have Labeline as my sidekick. All she'd have to do is sit on the couch and like laugh and like just like that. Don't you think she'd be great?
It would be
I would
great.
love
I
to
mean,
do
it
that.
really would be wonderful. You know, I really mean that. But you're going to have to shoot it out with me.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
No, but I think it
that's
would
an
be
honor.
great. I think that would just have a big audience right here, and you could really, really grow that audience.
Yeah.
I do,
I think that's a
yeah.
terrific idea. I
Yeah.
mean, the reason we're doing it is because we think there's a huge audience to just talk to people, you know, in conversation.
Right.
What they're doing, what they want to do, where they've been, all this kind of stuff. You know?
Speaking of which, I think Labeline had some questions for me that she had written
She
down.
always does. Yes, honey.
Well, you know, do you have any beauty tips or pointers for like up and coming drag queens, young, you know, that want to kind of like do what you've done, what you've accomplished? Or do you just think that the stars were all just aligned at the right time for you, or what would you say to up and coming queens?
Well, I would say that the stars were aligned for me in the sense that it was the right place and the right time to start Tranny Shack, but I also really worked my ass off doing it and promoting it, and I basically I took the ball and ran with it for 12 and a half years, but I never was able to really rest. So if anybody wants to make it, you have to work really hard to do it.
We got one more caller.
One last call.
Welcome,
Hello,
caller. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Oh,
Nope. Okay.
Hung up.
well,
Sorry, caller.
So you have to really work at what you do. I think a lot of people want notoriety or success or whatever, but they don't want to put any kind of work into it.
right.
So you're
Right.
crying.
Oh, my tears, my tears running. Well, is there any last things you want to say out there to the television community?
Oh, doing the countdown now.
Yeah,
I
we're
have
almost
35
done.
seconds to say what I have to say. I would just say thank you, San Francisco. You know, it's been a real honor just being here and seeing all the changes over the years. Working in San Francisco, it's such a welcoming city, and they welcome all different types. So, and I'm really honored that people like you are doing what you're doing. You know, and keeping that kind of spirit alive. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Heklina.
being here. We're honored.
Happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays.
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
Thanks so much for watching.
Yay.
And we'll be on in 2 weeks.
Okay. And
Okay.
thank you, Labeline. It's
Thank you,
always
Stu.
enjoyable. Thank you.
That was it.
That was it.
It just flies by, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
your idea is a great idea, and I think you could